Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hold on, I gotta pick up Fluffer. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I don't know why my chat is not working. Hold on. Where's my chat? There it goes. Alright, now it's working. So, okay. There are a lot of things that I want to say, and I'm not even sure where to begin, so we're going to begin with the beginning. I am at my wit's end with people twisting my words, running their mouth about things that they know nothing about. It gets to a point where you want to explode. So one of the leeches made a, I guess, clip or something of me saying, what was it? If I was a parent, I'd kick her ass. I would kill for my child. So if I even had an inkling, just a little inkling, that it's possible my child could have been saved, I would kill the person, not just beat their ass. I would kill them because that's how much I love my children. I would do anything for my children, anything. So if you're going to take a little tiny clip and use that, and now multiple channels are running with it, you really need to play the entire clip. I am so sick and tired of these leeches having zero content unless it's about us. I have done fundraisers on my channel. They have not. And they have over 10,000 subs. How come they're not doing a fundraiser? They're certainly bringing in money. So why not do a fundraiser since they're such against tragedy pimps? I'm over it. I'm absolutely over it. Exactly, Betty. It's called being a mother. But of course they take the whole thing out of context because that's what they do best, is take things out of context and make it look like it's something so bad and horrific. I will say it again. If I ever lost my child, knock on wood, and there was even one shred of doubt that they could have been saved, you can bet your ass that I would be the very first one to hurt that other person. And if people have a problem with that, I feel sorry for you. Because I'm sorry if I was ever put in that kind of situation, I will do anything for my children. Anything. So I'm sorry that these other people that run their mouth cannot take 2 seconds to actually listen to the whole context. But that would be too easy because then they wouldn't be able to run their fucking mouth. And then you have another one who is running her mouth and doesn't have a clue what she's talking about. Not about the case, not about me, not about the context, absolutely nothing. But she wants to be Molly so badly, now she's going to cover the case. Oh my God, stop. Just stop. I have so much secondhand embarrassment for these people that I just can't. That's why I don't address them. I don't deal with them. I don't confront them. I don't talk crap. I just ignore them. But this shit is unreal. Now, I think DM went to bed, never cared to check on anyone. I hope she don't get showered with money for that. Pink butterfly, here's the thing. Many, many, many people have said something. Many experts cannot even comprehend what happened. Okay? Every single expert that you hear has addressed this issue, and they all say the same thing. I'm not victim shaming. However, why didn't she call 911? Every reporter has asked every expert. Every reporter has contacted an expert because everybody is on the exact same wavelength. Why didn't she call 911? You will not find a reporter who hasn't asked, why didn't they call 911? Why wouldn't she call or check on them? Every single person in this case has wondered the exact same thing. But because their name is not PURPLEXEDQT, nobody mentions it. As I said yesterday, half of the community feels one way, the other half feels the other way. But yet the only person that people seem to talk about is me, or Molly, or Betty. We all know Betty is not my favorite person, and how anybody is still sub to her right now, I don't know. She's disgusting for what she did. Her, Olivia, fucking gross. But we're not the only three that think like this. 50% of the community think like this. 50% of the community believe that she should have called 911. 90% of the reporters that you hear have addressed it. They've addressed it for a reason. It's not because they don't know the answer. Hold on one sec. I gotta get my coffee. Hold on. Oh, wait till you see what I found today, Betty. Fluff is on it. I love my mommy and have to be on her lap 24/7. So, in my quest of research, now that's actually a blatant lie. I was actually doing candles all day, and you could check my Instagram. I always forget to promote it. It's Energy CC. You could see what I was working on today. So, whoop, hold on. I want to play that, by the way. So, I was working on candles. You guys know I haven't really gone live during the day. And there's really not much to talk about. Every single person seems to be repeating the same thing someone else says, but doing it in a different way. But I go to a channel, I have not seen anything new. And there's no point in reporting the exact same thing said differently. So someone in my comment section left me a comment about somebody I should go check out that kind of, I wouldn't say confirms my theory, but it is a little strange. So I go check them out, and it's from like 8 days ago. It's got like 43,000 views, so I'm sure a lot of you, or some of you may have seen it. Nobody in my Discord or Patreon ever heard of them, but I do know some other channels probably had talked about it. So check this out. So everybody is like, oh my God, Laura said Laura's victim shaming, Laura this, Laura that, don't listen to Laura, blah, 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 blah. Well, for anyone that thinks that I'm victim shaming or anything else, do me a favor, explain this then. After you hear what I'm going to play, or after you see what I'm going to play, explain it to me. Explain to me why. That's all I want to know. And I put that out there for all the leeches that want to run their mouth with bullshit with my name in it, tell me why this is. Hang on. Let me pull it up. It's really interesting. Yeah, but Bad Wolf, this is being spread in a lot of places, and I'm sick and tired of it. 1,000 people could say something, but if Laura says it, that makes headlines. And now all of a sudden I'm the same as Betty and Molly. Get the fuck out of here. I'm so sick and tired. I ignore. It doesn't do anything. They still run their fucking mouth with bullshit. I'm so sick and tired of it. Oh, I'm going to go legal. Maybe if I go legal, they'll shut the fuck up. Bad Wolf, it doesn't matter. I ignore them for months. It doesn't matter. They still don't shut the fuck up.
October 25th.
Hang on, I'm pulling it up. Yeah, True Texan, I heard that fucking Tim B just ran his mouth today with some bullshit. All right. So some girl named Michelle in his Patreon had actually found this. Like I said, it's been a couple of days, and I know that I've heard other people discuss this, but I never actually saw anybody like show proof of this, which I'm sure they have. I just didn't follow. But I think this is where it started from, because she's pretty in detail. So let me show you guys. And I'll drop his link afterwards. He seems to be a pretty new channel. Check this out.
However, 0 searches. Fucking weird, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these images. I want you guys to see this. Let me see if we can open the original. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully you guys can see it. I'll get it on. 0, same amount of 0 search results. 1122 King serious, but then I started reading what she was saying. I started looking at everything. She said, I dug deep into good trends and searches, Google Trends and searches. From October to November, before the murders, there were a lot of searches on 1122 King Road, Idaho. All of these searches came from the Seattle, Tacoma, Washington metro region. It won't let you filter by city in these searches. She said, I looked up other addresses on that road, 0 search results. Then I looked up Kaylee Gonsalves. Same amount of excessive searches. Then I looked up Kaylee Gonsalves Instagram. Same amount of excessive searches. Same with Maddie. Same with Xana. Same with Ethan. Same with Bethany. Dylan, however, 0 searches. Fucking weird, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these images. I want you guys to see this. Let me see if we can open the original.
So before he shows the proof, I'm going to drop his link and everything after. I never heard of him either until today. So if you didn't catch that, every single person in that house has multiple searches. Dylan has 0. Nobody looked up Dylan, but everybody else has multiple searches. The person who happened to see the killer is the one who had 0 no, that's his Patreon. Had 0 searches. Coincidence? Maybe. A little odd, extremely. So, okay, maybe this girl's lying. Maybe this girl is full of shit. But now she has proof. Check this out.
Yeah, there we go. Hopefully you guys can see it. I'll get it on here the best I can for you guys. But if we take a look at what we're looking at right now, this is 1119 King Road, Idaho. We see absolutely no searches. Let's get back here, okay? That's just a random address. Now let's take a look at King Road. This is King Road, 1122 King Road, the murder house. You see a shitload of activity, a shitload of Google searches. And when you take, we can just do it this way. Yeah, we'll just do it this way. There was a shitload of Google searches at 1122 King Road, 22 on November 6th. Look at that, November 6th. Now, let's go ahead and get back out of here. Sorry, I'm trying to transition and get back to these things. We're going to take a look down here. Kaylee, this is Kaylee Gonzalez. Let's see here. Let's take a look at Kaylee Gonzalez. Let's zoom in a little bit. Kaylee Gonzalez search term. This is from Seattle, Tacoma, last 90 days. October 25th from Seattle, Washington. There was 28 searches for Kaylee Gonzalez. Why would that be? She's not a celebrity or anything of that nature, right? She's not like a social media star or anything like that. Now let's take a look at Maddie, right? This is something that you should definitely look at. This was Kaylee Gonzalez. Okay, 20. Okay, for some reason it was Kaylee again. Sorry. Now let's go down here to Maddie. Taking a look at Maddie. Same period of time. 90 days, Seattle, Tacoma, Washington. 93 on October 14th. Guys, I think we know who the target is, right? 93 for Maddie.
My King of Kings, absolutely. I totally agree with that comment. We're no longer allowed to ask critical questions without being labeled in some sort of way. Absolutely. So let me also say, some of them you can attribute to Instagram, that maybe they put out a video that was cute back in October. It's possible. But didn't Dylan have Instagram too? Wasn't Dylan on Instagram? So I've tried to give her the benefit of the doubt, but she was also on Instagram, if I'm not mistaken.
Oddly enough, so let's go ahead and get back to this. Let's find the next one. So now let's go check out Zaina. Let's check out Zaina, see what Zaina had. Zaina, last 90 days, Seattle, Washington, 77 on October 25th. Maybe she was targeted. So we have 77 Google searches for Zaina on October 25th. You may ask yourself, what? Why would 77 people from Seattle, Tacoma be Googling our trends on Google, be Googling Zaina Coronado? Let's get back to this. Let's take a look at Ethan. Let's take a look at Ethan. On October 9th, 54 Google searches for Ethan. Does any of this make sense to you guys? Things are starting to, present themselves a little bit here. Let's look at Bethany. Let's take a look at Bethany. This shit is going to blow your mind. Bethany. Got her name, Seattle, Tacoma. 74 searches for Bethany on October 7th. Why are people Googling these people?
Now, my question is, because I don't know actually, the Tacoma, Washington, is that the person that's looking it up, or is she searching how many times from Tacoma was it looked up? That's the one thing I don't know, because I've never done Google searches like that from my phone, but I know some of you guys have. So is the Tacoma, Washington where she wants to get searches from, like that could be his, or is the Tacoma, Washington the girl that's actually looking it up? And how far is Tacoma, Washington from where he is, from where he was? Oh, I think it's Bryan too, but that's why I'm wondering, is the Tacoma, Washington, that's the area that Bryan was in? That's the girl looking it up. Marley, then leave. People looked up before it happens. Yeah, but that was a while before it happened. It's the area being searched. Okay, so it's not her. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. All right, I'm continue to play.
Like, I'm really curious about this. Hold on, we're not done. We're not done at all. We're not done at all. Now, let's look at Dylan. Dylan Mortensen. Can I ask you guys a question? Why did everybody here? There's no search results for Dylan Mortensen. Why did everybody here in that house get Googled? That address, no other addresses? Why is Dylan Mortensen not being searched? All I'm doing is asking the question. I'm not accusing anybody. I'm not saying anything. But somebody needs to answer me this question. Why in the fuck wasn't Dylan Mortensen being searched? I find this odd, right? I do want to say great work to Michelle 777. She did great fucking.
I agree with that tenfold. Amazing work, Michelle. But how is that possible? If you're looking for a house, so all the leeches that want to run their mouth because I happen to say it the first day and I didn't jump on a bandwagon, but please tell me, explain that to me, since you want to run your mouth about how dare I question Dylan from day one. Yeah, but Nicole, the reason is why? Why was he not interested in Dylan? Why? What made Dylan so special that he didn't even look her up? That's odd. That is extremely odd. And anybody that tries to say it's not, she didn't recently move in the last 2 months, though. When did she move in? Didn't she move in like a year ago? Hey, Rockjam. She moved in the summer. But he didn't get there until late summer. So if he was stalking the house from the time that he got to college, he would have known she was in there. Hey, Clarissa. They both got there late summer. She moved in the summer, but remember, he didn't move there until the summer. This was his first semester in the school. So they both moved in at the exact same time. She moved in August. He moved in August. She's a freshman. No, she's 20. Isn't Dylan 21? She's 20. She's 20. She's not a freshman. Yeah, but he moved there in August. She moved there in August. Because that's when you go to school. Would be mid-August, late August, something like that. Yeah, that's when you move in August. But I'm saying that he wasn't there ahead of time. Like, he wasn't there last year to stalk them, let's say, last year. Well, I know all the victims were 20. I'm trying to think. Well, I haven't caught that in this video, but someone said there's a picture or something in this video. And that's the thing, East Coast Beauty. A lot of people question her, but the only one anyone likes to talk about is me. Like I've done something so wrong or that I've said something so bad. Half the community thinks the way I do. So I want to see what else is in this video. It's only about 10 minutes left. Someone said there's a picture that could possibly be Dylan and Brian. I don't know if it's true or not, though. I haven't seen it yet.
Fucking work, find this. And you got come to find out the Idaho suspect stalked the victims for weeks and wore gloves after quadruple murder to avoid leaving trail of evidence.
That's what I'm saying. If he stalked them, yeah, Kaylee was, Honey Badger. If he stalked them for weeks, he would know Dylan was in the house. Because again, Brian didn't get there until August. I don't think he started stalking them until October. Something happened before, in between the time he got to school and October, I believe on the first search. Maybe he was looking for friends and they blew him off. I don't know. I have no clue. I'm not even going to try to guess. But I really think he should have known that Dylan was there if he was stalking the house for weeks. Just my opinion.
Claims friend of investigator. See, I don't know if I believe this, because remember, he went back to school and he finished his semester. He's not stupid and has been very careful. So let me ask you, don't you think that if he would have wore gloves for students, stupid, and has been very storms over our lives, and he was wearing, and I'm sure Tacoma is his victim. Now, I don't know how much him down. Book post. A good friend of ours, who was one of the cops who'd been following him from our home, near our aunt and uncles, went to school with my cousins. His sister lives in our town. A good friend of ours was one of the cops who had been following him the last couple of days. He followed him into a find out how close he is. He's been stalking her, according to this woman. But here's where possible keep his fingerprint that the suspect acted. I believe being arrested. So basically.
That's another thing I want to address. Yeah, there's searches for Bethany. The one thing I want to address is, did he act alone? Remember, according to Dylan's own words, she only saw him walk out. So if he didn't act alone, if she's not involved at all, she would have seen two people walk out. So unless she's covering for one, she said that only one would walk out. Super chats for the choo-choo. So do yourself a favor and go tell that to all of the news reporters that are questioning it too, including Brian Enton. And get the fuck off my page. Thank you.
Basically, police chief in this interview, I don't know if you guys got a chance to see it or hear it, but he basically says, I'm not watching all six minutes of it right now. Basically, he says that he believes the killer acted alone. And remember, from the very start, that's what I thought. He's going to fight. The lawyer for the killer. He wants confident he'll beat the charge. Rotation back to I be rated. The entire time. Dad was at home. Or let that sink in for just a second. But the question still has to be asked about Mortensen. He lived there. I'm saying he's ready to come back. Exonerated. I'm curious what's going on. Has been guys, if you for hitting where. So thank you to all the videos getting over the hangover last night.
I guess it was in a different video because somebody said something about there was a picture of her kissing some guy that they thought maybe had been Brian. I don't know. I don't know where it is though. I thought it was on this same video. But that's pretty wild. So even on his victim or not a victim, he just showed the proof here. So I don't hear anybody making videos about him. I don't see anybody trolling his chats. Can you tell me why that is? Because he's got a dick and you guys don't go after dicks? Is that why? Because he has a penis? People call into T-Rev 1,000,000 times a day, running their mouth about how, saying the same things that we all say. Yet I don't see anyone talking about that. Why is that? Why did leeches only go after women? Are they that much of pussies that they can't go after guys? God, they're so pathetic. But God forbid Laura says it or Molly says it. Oh, all hell breaks loose. Sit the fuck down. Jen, I haven't seen it, and honestly, I don't know what video it's on, so I couldn't play it. Because I'll tell you why, Nicole, because Bethany didn't see the suspect. Bethany was in her room sleeping. She didn't hear anything, obviously. But it's pretty simple. The reason why Bethany is not being talked about. Bethany didn't see the killer. I heard that Dylan was doing some type of research. Oh, maybe that's the connection. Now, I don't know if that's true, Johnny. It could be hearsay. There's other things that I called out for bullshit that actually turned out to be true. So I don't know, but that's kind of messed up. But it would make sense. Yeah, I don't have the correct equipment. Google pulls searches, Seattle, Pullman is far. Okay, but in the same respect, Twin Cities, if he's planning on doing the perfect murder, would he really search from his own area? Or would he search from a different area? Plus, you can use a VPN. He could do it from his house, but using a VPN, it would pull up a different area. So if you think that you're going to get away with committing the perfect crime, then you're probably going to use a VPN. You would think Bethany would have heard it. One would think. But you never know. And you're right. There is so much unknown. That there definitely is. We don't know for sure if she I'm surprised that people are not like, oh, well, why are you accusing her of being on drugs? Why are you every single reporter has accused her of being drunk or on drugs. Maybe she wasn't. Maybe she was sober. But I don't hear anyone talking about that. Nope, I sure don't. Nobody wants to run their mouth about that. Oh, shit, I forgot the link. Hold on. The guy's name, that creator that I just played, is JB Gunner. Gordon, somebody asked that yesterday. I wanted to address that. In college areas, yeah, they have people running 24/7. If you go to like a remote town, definitely not. But if you go to a college town or, a hip college town, yeah, it's like New York City. They have food 24/7. Someone asked that yesterday, and I forgot to address that. And I think as long as you get a DoorDash driver, they'll run all the time. Yeah, but he looked up Bethany But why didn't he ever look up Dylan? Those searches were after she moved in. No, Lavish, what I'm saying is that every single reporter has attributed Dylan not calling, or every expert, because maybe she was drunk. Maybe there were drugs involved. Maybe she was wasted. Every single one has said that. And I don't hear anybody calling them out. Why are you saying this girl is drunk or on drugs? She's underage. Why would you do that? God forbid I said that. Poof. There'd be even more videos than there are now. But that's not victim shaming. Right? That's not victim shaming. There were chatters in different line streams who seems knew too much detail. At one point, someone stated the killer knew was friends with someone in the house. Hindsight being 2020, wish I saved it. Yeah, the problem is, though, sunset gazing, there was so much bullshit flying around, too. The opinion of her is 50-50. If you're not on the side of zero questioning, you are the devil incarnate. Absolutely. It isn't fair that no one can have a different opinion. It's ridiculous. That's why I said selective victim blaming. 50% of the people in this community could say the exact same thing I said, if not worse. They don't get talked about. Nobody says a word. But if your name is Laura or Perplexed, now you're going to get 3 videos and a bunch of bullshit ran about you. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Grandma Rose. I'm surprised Betty didn't tank today. Nope. People don't care. I don't get it. No, it's because I said it. I mean, I'm sure other creators said it too, but I questioned it the first night. And because they don't go after people with a penis, and because if you get 1,000 people in, well, nah, I can't even say that because they go after Betty, but they'll go after you because you don't have a penis, because they only go after the females. Because like I said, 3/4 of T-Rev's chat is saying the exact same thing. The exact same thing. And that's okay. That's okay. Because he's a guy. Nobody has said anything about this guy because he's a guy. Missy, do you know why I said about the comment about beating her ass? Did you hear the entire context, or did you just hear the little clip that a leecher played? Because there's a big difference. Big difference. Have Pris? What's Pris? Do you see people going after JLR? I don't. I don't see videos about him being made, them talking about him. I don't at all. One goes over the side of the cliff, they all do. Yep, you're right about that, my king. Yeah. Okay, Missy, but my point is, yeah, I stand by what I said. I would do anything for my kid. And if I thought that somebody would have, and I don't even remember what I said, but I do know the context in which I said it, that, and I'm not, I'm not like the Leeches. I don't need to deny what I said. I don't remember it, but I do know that I 100, well, Marley, you're not looking in the right places then, because I could show you thousands of creators. But you know what? I'm not giving out their names because I don't care about them as much. Yeah, but Deborah, the thing is, do we even know if it's true? Do we even know? Like, I'm not saying that the girl didn't go out on Tinder, but is there proof she went out with him from Tinder? Like, did she show proof, or did she just show up and say, I went out with him on Tinder? You know what I mean? Lavish, I agree with you. But wasn't Dylan on Instagram, Johnny? Pretty sure she was on Instagram. Because, guys, it's not people in TC talking. It's people in drama community. That's why you guys aren't, Jen knows, but that's why you guys aren't seeing it. We're talking drama community, not TC people. Now, I did see something that somebody pulled up, how a lot of creators are talking about the numerology. The problem is we all think differently. But I guess a lot of the TC creators are talking about that he may have been into numerology. So my response was, I don't know if he was into it or he even realized what he was doing. So I don't know which other creators are talking about it besides CC. But if anyone knows what other creators, like, is Grizzly talking about the numbers? I know Grizzly talks to CC. Maybe I'll reach out to Grizzly. Yeah, but Johnny, you know what the difference is between me and Betty? I'll tell you the difference. Betty gives a reason for people to talk about them. I don't. I don't sit there and lie. I don't sit there and make up facts. I don't make up things. I don't sit there and beg for money. That kind of shit. Like, we're not even in the same category, and I am, like, so much above her. So that's why when they put me in this category, it's ridiculous. Maybe it's a numerology. I think it may have been on Midnight Radio. Hey, Southern Gal. Who? CC? I agree, Johnny. I agree, Twin Cities. That's what I'm saying. But yet I get roped in with these idiots, and I don't get it. And they can't shut up. Someone said Kaylee and BK had a date, and it was her cooking at her house, supposedly burritos. He got mad at... Yeah, I don't believe that. Yeah, I don't believe that, Garden Grower. It's true, there's a lot of stigma against the opinions of women in general. Yeah, but these are by women. The guys don't bother us. It's the women. And it's absolutely ridiculous. This old girl, when on that other channel, was bored, and damn, I was wrong on everything. What do you mean, Glory? What did his dad mean when he said there's a connection? He never said. I don't, from what I've seen, I don't think he's even said what the connection was or what he knows the connection to be. Maybe it's because you're not a woman. You're a very... thanks, Noni. Okay, nobody should be going after BK's parents. How many cases does this happen? What did BK's parents do? Do you think, I mean, according to them, they were raising a doctorate student. You know, my parents thought I was weird because I was into crime. And I was an atheist. And hey, sweet Carolyn. Kaylee spoke with her sister every day about everything. In my opinion, she would have known any date with BK. Yeah, I don't believe Kaylee dated him. Kind of doubt that he was into numerology. From what was said about his education, he was into the sciences, not the occult. Most intellectuals usually don't. Yeah, but Lavish, I totally agree with you, but numerology isn't exactly pseudoscience. Um, maybe according to the outside world, but numbers do play a part in our life, even if we don't realize it. You don't have to study numerology to realize that numbers do play a part in our lives in so many aspects, and not just like horoscopes. So he may not even. I talked about numerology on November 14th. I really do think I was the first one to discuss it. I don't know as enough about it to elaborate. I mean, I could piece things together, but I don't think that was it. Can you be 100% for sure what your child would do in the same situation? Would it be okay for someone to say the same thing about your child? Honest question. Would you say this to your child? Mary L., I have always taught my children and still teach them, especially two that are going to college, use 911 if you need to. Don't ever be afraid to call 911. They're there to help you. So if my kids heard something, they would call 911. Hey, Anita, they would call 911. Even if someone's going to get mad at you, you call 911. Like an expert said the other day, you freeze for a couple of minutes. You don't freeze for hours and go back to bed. You freeze in a state of shock for a few minutes. If you're in that much shock, you don't go back to bed. I'm trying to figure out why the PC reads DM stated she originally went to sleep on the second floor. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Oh, I agree, Bedwolf. Hey, Debbie. Yeah, because here's the thing too that people have to realize. It's not just about not calling 911. As far as we know, and I'm going to put that out there, as far as we know, she never even called her roommates to check on them after she heard crying. Okay, that's your roommate. Just call. You hear crying, find out if they're okay. So as far as we know, she never even did that. That's sus to me. And I'm not afraid to say it. At the same time, what I've also said, let me make this loud and clear for the leeches in the back. What I've also said for the last 3 days, I think I've said it since Friday night, actually. We're now at Monday. As of Friday night, I had stated that there's a very good chance that cops are lying to us, and she did call 911, but the cops don't want to tell us that because maybe she's in fear or something like that. I've stated that since Friday. But when the leeches go live today, they forget all that. They don't hear any of that. Who's your Buddha? Let me explain this. I get that everybody has different points of view. That's what makes the world go round. I am not wrong for the way I think, and you are not wrong for the way you think. If we all got along, guess what? What a boring place world would be. Then we would live in a world of Stepford wives and Stepford people, and everybody saying and doing the exact same thing. So you are more than entitled to your opinion, and I am entitled to mine. Doesn't make me right, doesn't make you right. It just makes us who we are. Who's your Buddha? I get that. That's why I'm clearing that up. I think Dylan was maybe taken. See, Anita, you're doing the same thing that I was bitching about before. Why are people automatically assuming she's on drugs or she's drinking? And nobody has a problem with that. You can't speculate somebody is high or on drugs, yet the news reporters are doing it nonstop. Thank you, Debbie. The song should work. I tested it 3 times. Oh my God, it's not working. I don't know why it's not working. If we all had the same opinion, we would be like, damn it, that's what I'm saying. We would be like Stepford. But even a prescription, you can't assume somebody's on drugs. There it goes. Thank you, Debbie. At least I know it's now working. They were out partying the night, so it's like who said Dylan was out partying that night? We know that the others were. Who said Dylan was out partying that night? I'll wait. Yeah, but what makes you think that that she was on even a prescription? I heard something yesterday that I thought was funny because it's so true. Where did I see it? It wasn't about the Idaho 4, but it was about Adderall in colleges. They're like 90% of all college students are on Adderall. I heard that Dylan had PTSD from a childhood that could have affected. Okay, but where did you hear that? Where's the proof in that? Was he supplying them with drugs? I doubt it, but well, then again, you're right. He was a former addict. Yes, it was stated that they got home shortly. No, before Xander and Ethan. They were home already when Xander and Ethan got home. Because nothing else explains. So you agree, Anita? It's strange behavior. I totally agree with you. I can't see her actions making sense any other way. Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you, Anita. I'm just saying that if you say anything about how Dylan's not a victim, as long as you're not me, you can say it. But I don't remember hearing that Dylan was out drinking or anything. So that's why I'm wondering where that even came from. Because I don't remember hearing that Dylan was drunk or that Dylan was out partying. I do remember Dylan got home around 1 before anybody else. But from 1 to 4, you're going to be pretty sober. Hey, Elizabeth. Something just don't add up. I will never understand why she didn't call 911. Now, also, in the same notion, do I agree with the craziness that was going on last night after I ended my live over on another channel? No, I don't agree with yelling and screaming, and I thought it was ridiculous. Yeah, the problem is just a sub. There's so much BS on Facebook that you don't even know what's true. Not if you continue. Well, yeah, that's true, Kara, but there's no proof that they are. See, but Lavish, ding, 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 ding. That's my whole point. Lavish says, I think people are just jumping to conclusions about the drugs or alcohol because they can't understand why Dylan didn't call the police sooner. They're trying to make it make sense kind of thing. I absolutely agree with you. My point being, which is what this live was centered around, all the news reporters, all of the professionals, quote unquote, all the real professionals are asking the same questions, but nobody's making videos about them or talking about them. But God forbid Laura says it, and now you got already 3 people today running their mouth. That was my point. What's up, Buka? Those survivor bunnies did the same thing. Yeah, but you have to understand the difference. This wasn't her. She wasn't being attacked. Hold on, let me let Buka out. You know, this wasn't a situation that she was getting attacked. If she was about to get attacked or he was chasing her or something like that, then I could see her being in shock and frozen and hiding. He just walked right past her. So I'm not so sure if I buy that because it's weird to me. Yeah, but experts say that you only freeze up for like 10 minutes. You don't freeze up for hours. And you certainly don't go to sleep in a state of shock. That is true, Anita. That is very true. Hold on. All right. There's no sound. This way you guys aren't staring at blankness. If it was because of the wee masked man, and why not call 911 or warn others? I agree with you. But again, I go back to we don't know if she did or she didn't. The cops could be lying. They've lied about a lot of details. They've lied about a lot of things about the case. So it's possible. I would have been frantically. Kara, I'm the same way. Hey, Red. If she thought it was just another person in the house, then why was she frozen in shock? That's true, too. That's a great point. Well, that's why, who's your Buddha? I was very, very surprised that an expert, quote unquote, a psychiatrist or psychologist who was talking about the case said that it's Brian beyond a reasonable doubt. Really? Because we haven't even heard all the evidence yet. I do, Samantha. I really do. I think that's why he went back. In the affidavit, not all people who experience trauma react weird. I've experienced horrific trauma and don't freeze. That's a personal thing, though. That is a personal thing. I'm not judging her for freezing. A lot of people freeze. I don't know. I'm sorry. A masked man leaves my house, I'm going to call 911. Because let me tell you why I would call 911. How did she know? How would she know that the killer... All right, hold on. This just hit me. All right. How would she know that the killer wasn't going to come back for her? This masked man that had her frozen solid wasn't going to come back and kill her since he saw her or she saw him. Why was she so sure that he wasn't going to come back? Can someone answer that? How would she know that? She wouldn't. Well, she would in certain circumstances. But honestly, how would she know that he wasn't going to come back and kill her? Exactly, my King of Kings. It doesn't make sense. And she saw the bushy eyebrows. Buddha, this entire case is speculation. Well, Nicole, that's a good point. Maybe she didn't know he was a killer. Possibly. Why'd she take note of his size? Thank you, Janice. I agree. And let me say this again, so everyone is clear. Okay? So everyone is clear. Nobody is victim shaming. Hey, Amanda, we all know that she's a victim. We all know it. Nobody's saying she's not a victim. But if she was in shock, then she knew something was wrong. If she was shock frozen, then she knew that something was wrong. And if you're going to tell me no, that I'm wrong, then prove it. Because if you just thought it was someone in the house, you wouldn't be frozen solid. You wouldn't be scared if you just thought it was some dude in the house. That doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. You'd only be frozen solid if you were scared. Because all the news reporters, that's all they're talking about too, Anita. Yeah, but Cece, to dispute that point, yes, they also had people coming and going, but none of them made her scared shitless. None of them made her so scared that she locked her door and crawled in. So she knew something wasn't right. That's true too, Janice. Yeah, but you know what? Honestly, we never got the info to begin with. They gave us bullshit info all along. Exactly, Barbara. If you're that scared, you would call police immediately. I absolutely agree with that. Thank you, Anita. Thank you. I'm going to pin that. Think we'll get any more info? Oh, I'm sure we're going to get a lot of info on Thursday, actually. I know they don't, my King of Kings. Oh, they lied about everything from the time of death to the car to everything. They lied about everything. They knew who they were looking for from jump. They knew exactly who did it from jump. Samantha, I agree with you. But she may not. When did Kaylee move out? Like she may not have been that close with them. Yeah, they knew probably from day 2 or day 3. Some people would be, some wouldn't. Because Bethany didn't tell anybody that she saw the killer. We're talking about Dylan because Dylan saw the killer. Dylan claims that she even saw his bushy eyebrows. And she was on the same floor that a double murder took place. But she didn't hear anything. Hey, Lily. But that's what I never. Hey, Lady Autumn. That's another thing I never got an answer to that I don't think anyone had gave me the answer. Where is the proof that Bethany and Dylan were out partying that night? Was there any proof of that? Because I don't remember. That's why I'm asking. And that's a serious question. Yeah, that's what we know, Sunset. That Kaylee was in the process of moving out. I agree, Amanda. Twin Cities, I was shocked at how many people have him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt at this point. I mean, my own instinct is yeah, but I still want to hear all the evidence. And the one thing that gets me is she supposedly would accept a phone from either of the girl's parents. What do you mean? What? Okay, so Bethany was at a Sigma party. Where was Dylan? Okay, so Bethany was at the same party as Ethan and Xana. Where's Dylan? Okay, Bethany saw Xana at the frat house. See, that's what I heard too, that she won't talk to either one of their parents. But I have no confirmation of it. But I heard that too. She won't talk to the parents. What was Dylan's whereabouts? We know Bethany. See, that's what I thought. That there's no location for Dylan that night. Okay, Consalvas is the one that said it. So Kaylee's dad said one of the mothers tried calling her and she would not accept their calls. Dylan won't speak to any parents. Yeah, but she wouldn't be under a. No, she's not in a hospital, Anita. But where was she that night? I have heard where everybody else was. I have not heard where she was. I agree, Kara. I don't think the gag order includes talking to each other. Yeah, but victims are allowed to speak to victims. What would she what would she hide? Because of details she knows that she might slip. Sunset, that's the thing. As far as we know, no. Parents would ask her, why didn't you call 911? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but she's a witness. They're on the same side. She's not on the opposite side of them. She's on the same side. The calls are made before the gag order. That's, Kara, that's possible. Thank you, Rose. Kaylee's dad said Dylan had approached him at the memorial and at vigil, and he had no reason to believe she was hiding anything. She's dead. Yeah, but he did say that recently. She could have been advised by Ellie. I saw something about her and an attorney. Hold on, let me take a look. Um, hold on. All right. Okay. So, in a letter read by a pastor, Dylan had praised the victims. So, she was close enough with the victims that she says, my life was greatly impacted to have known these four beautiful people. My people who changed my life in so many ways and made me so happy. I know it will be hard to not have the four of them in our lives, but I know Zaina, Ethan, Maddie, and Kaylee would want us to live life and be happy, and they would want us to celebrate their lives. Okay, the reason why this is important, this just wipes out what I said that maybe she wasn't close with them. Well, she's saying that they changed her life. But you didn't check on them? Okay. Okay. And Brian's in jail now. Why can't they release the 911 call? Okay, but Cece, you said the key thing. You did your police call. Thank you, Honey Badger. If I had a dick, I'd have over 100,000 subs. But because I have boobs, I'm a bitch. Mortensen, whose profile picture on Instagram is a photograph of the victims, has locked down or deleted her social media accounts. Well, I would too. I mean, I'm sure she's getting a lot of shit. All right, so the neighbors said they were quieter than their rowdy college neighbors. The neighbors told the Post that small parties were hosted in the home, but the roommates were usually quiet by 10. Go to the add a dick to me. I know, right? Hey, Captain. I'm so glad. I know, right, Anita? I was thinking the same thing. Thank you, Kitty. Exactly. That's what I said. 50% of the people can say whatever they want, but if your name is Laura or Perplexed, well, now you're gonna get shit, and people are gonna have something to say, like, "Oh my god," because that's what they do. Okay, this is new. Well, so thanks to Daily Mail, now we know where Dylan is. She's at her parents' house. Good job, Daily Mail. Okay, she's 19. Sunday morning after trip to Starbucks, University of Idaho sophomore was wearing shorts in chilly weather and had her hair pulled back. So now she's being stalked. An affidavit revealed on the night of the killing, described him as at least 5'10" and having bushy eyebrows. She froze in fear. Okay, so why is Daily Mail following her and reporting what she's wearing and what her hair looks like? Come on, really? Daily Mail spotted Dylan, 19, at her family home in Boise, Idaho, Sunday morning after a trip to Starbucks. That's true too, boo. They are the stalkers. That's what I'm saying. But there's a reason why every single person is talking about it. There's a reason why every single headline is about it. No, the only thing we got, Tina, is that Bethany was at the party with Xana and Ethan. They were at the party. we don't know where Dylan was. We know that Bethany was there because she had seen Xana and Ethan, but we don't know where Dylan was. I mean, in the old days, I don't know if they still do, but in the old days, if your roommate committed suicide or got murdered, you automatically got A's for that semester. I don't know if they still do that. That's how it was when I went to college. Liz, I know, but you want to remember something? Scott, Scott Peterson's, I'm sorry, Lacey Peterson's family said the same thing. Lacey Peterson's family said, do not judge Scott. He didn't do anything. We see how that turned out. Casey Anthony's mom, don't judge my daughter. She didn't do anything. We see how that turned out. So I get why he's saying that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's not going to change down the road. Steve Consalvis wasn't there. So he really, yes, he's sticking up for a 19-year-old, but at the end of the day, he wasn't there. He doesn't know if she's involved or not. I mean, I don't think she was involved, but I'm just saying, you never know. See, Stonegater, I don't know. I really don't know. I would think, I mean, I would honestly think if you're in a house where there's a quadruple murder, they could pass you for the semester. Just saying. That's true too, Joy. And a day that everything is on camera, that there isn't more video. They can either suspend schooling until later or give them a, yeah, I would hope they gave an automatic pass for the semester, you know what I mean? Hell, for the year. Yes, Bad Wolf. Um there very well may be more video. Yeah, the cops haven't really told us much. Exit screaming, please tell me how they got DM's phone records as well as BF's. I call BS on that. There's no way they could get their phone records to research it. It's Banfield and a Cuomo party. I think they're going to destroy her. But I don't know. It depends if they bring in the Brady rule. If they bring in Brady, I thought Brady was Wisconsin only, but I heard, what's his name, talk about it. Peterson's attorney, Mark Aragos, he had mentioned something about a Brady. If they bring in the Brady, they can't point the finger at her. Yeah, Ethan and Xana were 20, Kaylee and Maddie were 21, and Dylan was 19. That audio that came out, that audio was fake. Didn't you watch my video from last night? That audio was completely fake. Yeah, they handed them over to the police, exit screaming, not somebody on Facebook. How did BK turn over his phone records? He's in jail. I mean, come on, use your head. Some people believe anything. I've been saying that throughout this whole case. Dylan, who hasn't spoken to anybody, won't even speak to the family, Just turned over her phone records to somebody on Facebook. Give me a break. Deborah, I haven't even been able to prove that Brian's sister is anywhere near them. That I haven't been able to prove. I'm telling you, I've been saying that throughout this whole case. People believe anything. And so much crap has been said that, I mean, there are some things I've been wrong about. There are some things that have turned out to be true that I called out as bullshit. I was wrong. I'll admit when I'm wrong. I'm not Betty. I'll own it. Some facts about the case that were out early, I said were total nonsense. Meanwhile, they were right. But most of it is still a lot of bullshit. But you got to use common sense. When you hear something, use a little common sense. Nobody could have gotten their phone records, and the police haven't released anything. And BK certainly isn't turning over his phone records. If DM would have been a man, forget it, he'd be fair. Exactly. I get it from Laura too with my speculation. They did. No, the police did. Yeah, but the police haven't released that information. That's what I'm saying. The only people that would have that information are the police. Nobody can get someone else's phone records unless they're like a big time hacker. That audio was fake. And laugh seeing Laura stuffing garbage next door. I'm telling you, I keep thinking about that. Yeah, I've done that many of times. Many of times. Not in this house, my old house. I'd be like, shit. I mean, I've done it here a few times. The kids forget to take out the garbage. Then we have to wait a whole nother week. Yeah, LE got warrants for those phone records. That's LE. That's not us. Nobody, the cops haven't released anything other than what we know already. And Stone, some of it I've been wrong about. Some of it I was wrong. And that's why I'm saying I don't remember exactly what it was, but there were a couple things you brought to me that I was like, this is nonsense, but you ended up being right. 2 leaked audios that had nothing to do with this case. Exactly. Oh, JLR put one out too. I know, right? My neighbor could kill each other and then I'll be in a crime. Bushit, is that a question or a comment? Because allegedly, and I say allegedly, she has not gone there. That's total nonsense, Bushit. That was an attorney. Gosdill's still a victim. Lavish, other than Betty, JLR, Olivia, Molly, with the exception of them, I haven't heard anybody say that she was involved or guilty. It's been more, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's been more of just trying to figure out why she didn't call. But everyone's twisting that into, oh, we're victim shaming. But nobody's really victim shaming. We're just curious. They so-called placed her at courthouse at time of pictures. Who did? We don't even know if the sister lives out there. That was a rumor that was started. Show me the proof she even lives out there. I agree, Liz. Why wasn't she searched? But that's what I'm saying. Where is the proof that she even lives out there? They have no plate number on any of those cams. I have a feeling he took his plate off. I do. I think he took his license plate off. Which would be smart. If you're going to drive your own car, take your plate off. Like, I honestly kind of think that he had this all planned out in his head and he thought it was going to go a certain way. And then after it was all done, it wasn't what he thought it was going to be. That's how I think he was thinking. I think he meticulously planned this out, and every step seemed like this was the perfect kill. He was going to get away with this. He had it all mapped out. And then after it was all done, things went fucked up. So I think he would have thought of, let me take my license plate off. Because if I take my license plate off, then they can't figure out what car it is. You know what I mean? Hear several strange noises and a masked man exiting your home. You don't call 911 for 7 hours. Exactly, Joy. Yeah, he did think he planned a perfect murder. I really do believe that. And something went wrong after he left. I think he realized it wasn't, you know, it's like anything. If you plan something out in your head, it seems great. It's, let's get rid of this person. Okay, let's get rid of her. Well, once you get rid of her, then you're like, what the fuck am I going to do with the body? Where's the body? What are we going to do with the body? All right, now we got to chop it up and do 1,000 pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird, but I think he really planned this out perfectly in his own mind. It just didn't turn out that way at the end of the day. To explain how they thought it would go, but I think that goes for anything. I really do. That, you know, even you plan out your life. I didn't plan on being on YouTube at 52 years old. I had my whole life planned out. Well, it didn't turn out that way. Yeah, he definitely sucks at criminology. I don't think it had anything to do with Kaylee or Ethan. If he was stalking the house, he knew that Xana was with Ethan. See, that's a big question, Janice. How do we know? Like, what made him pick that house? No idea. Exactly. I think he possibly thought he had killed D in the room with Kay. No. If she saw him, he saw her. But I also, this is just a theory, I think he killed upstairs first, then came down and killed the two of them, and then walked out. Because he didn't kill Xena and Ethan first, or he would have been coming from down the steps. So he definitely killed Maddie and Kaylee first. Oh, he definitely didn't mean to leave the sheath. Yeah, but so are a lot of other people under your scars. That's my only thing. There should have been 4 people in the house, not 6. Um, Possibly. I'm not going to say you're wrong, Nicole. But if he followed Kaylee and Maddie on Instagram, then he knew what they look like. Dylan must have seen the knife unless he hadn't killed it. I don't think he did kill anyone before. I really don't. See, another thing that I'm not a nurse, I don't know, but everyone's saying that blood smells really bad. This is what experts say, that the blood smells really bad and she should have smelled something. But I don't know if that goes past, you know, doors, and if that smell goes beyond doors and stuff. I don't know. I don't think so, King of Kings. I think he planned this out. See, Nicole, that's the thing. You say it's a dark room, and a lot of people have said that. But if it's so dark, how did she see bushy eyebrows? Bushy eyebrows are kind of hard to see in the dark and be right. So she was either that close with him or she actually had some light and saw him. That's why that theory doesn't add up to me. Yeah, I don't. Gloria, I was going to mention that now, but we'll talk about it later because I got to get back to candles. But at first, I questioned if that was even true. Then I found out that it was Lauren and her husband, who was a psychiatrist, that actually found it. So I definitely gave it more credibility that she found it. But it's from 2011. He was also on drugs then. I mean, that was 12 years ago. He was in high school. That was around the same time he was doing drugs. If you ever talk to someone who's on heroin, they come up with the craziest shit. So that's why I don't really put too much merit into that. No, I didn't, Liz. I have to ask him. Oh, now everyone's jumping on the numbers, including Tyler? How is that house? My house is dark at night. But if someone walked past me with a masked man, I wouldn't notice their bushy eyebrows. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, but Tyler was in here one night when I was talking about numbers. I think he thought I was crazy. Barbara, I don't think we've heard Bethany's story. She probably had a light on in her room. Maybe. Yeah, I will ask him. I'm like, what you talking about numbers? Say did not follow them on social media. Oh, so he didn't follow them on social media. Yeah, see, I don't search people's Instagrams and stuff. Right, Gloria? I'm telling you, me too. I'm shocked. But you guys know you heard numbers here first. On November 14th, I said something ain't right with these numbers. Yeah, but he didn't start on the bottom floor because he was leaving from the bottom floor. Oh, that was the other thing I want to address real fast before I get off. I was in another chat and somebody had said something about uh maybe he called the DoorDash. I had that thought too. And then someone else said, Well, it's very hard to call DoorDash without a phone. And I thought that was true too. So I still think, until I'm shown otherwise, but I still think he came in after the DoorDash guy left. And I also think, and I know that he started on the second floor because on the third floor because he was leaving from the second floor. So the other two were already dead by the time he was leaving. He was walking from their room, Xana and Ethan's room. So he had to have. Yeah, but she didn't see him coming down the steps. She saw him walking from Xana's room. Yeah, time of death is what'd they say, 4:05 to 4:24 or something? No, Glory, that's what I was looking for. Oh, we saw News Nation, but that wasn't Nancy Grace's. You can schedule on DoorDash for any time you want it to arrive. See, I've never used it. I don't know. So Amanda says you can schedule on DoorDash for any time. I don't know what type light he used. Was it? Yeah, I don't know. Maddie, Kaylee, Ethan, and then Xana. Or Xana, then Ethan. DoorDash. I'm telling you, I think he walked in right after DoorDash. I really do. Well, we know that Xana was alive at 4:15, unless he was on her phone playing TikTok. But we know that she was alive at 4 because she got DoorDash. So we know that it was between 4 and I think it was 4:05 and 4:24 or something. Catching up, interesting. A Google. Yeah, I don't know how to do it, Carrie. They would have known he ordered He didn't order DoorDash. Xana did. But what we don't know is who answered the door, who paid for it. Did the guy just drop it and leave it? Did he hand it to someone? Yeah, but Twin Cities, I was thinking we don't know that it was Xana that used her phone at 4:12. Maybe it was someone else. Well, the DoorDash guy said he delivered it, but do they just drop it off? They don't just drive. They knock, don't they? He did kill on the second floor. He killed Xander and Ethan on the second floor.
It's usually left at your doorstep.
What?
It's usually left at your doorstep, and then you get like a text message.
How do you know?
Because
When do you order DoorDash?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a credit card to do it.
Yeah, that's what Dayton just said, that it's left at your door.
You can get them to knock though. You can give like your driver certain instructions.
Okay.
You can be like, knock 3 times, ring the doorbell, whatever.
Okay. Knock and leave it on the ground. Maybe he forced his way in when they opened the door for DoorDash? Maybe? Someone run an interview Ziggy about you, right, Crystal? I don't know. Like I said, I've never ordered DoorDash in my life. It's way too expensive. I'll just drive to the store. You guys are crazy. Isn't it like $7 delivery charge? I don't know. Call me cheap. I ain't paying $7 for someone to bring it to my door.
Candles, me and Sage.
What?
Me and Sage have to sell candles?
Yeah.
Like your candles?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the fundraiser, we don't have enough family around here that a fundraiser is going to be profitable, but you guys can sell candles. And I told Sage I'd work a deal with her.
Can I not afford it?
What?
Am I not able to afford it?
No, but like if it's $650 for each of you, that's a lot of money.
I know.
It's for 2 days.
It's for 4 days.
4 days. It's a lot of money.
It's like space
I don't
camp.
even know why school doesn't pay for it.
It's like space camp.
Okay, but you do fundraisers for it. If you're drunk or high, it's for it. Yeah, that's true. I guess if you're drunk. Kaylee probably told everyone leave a sliding glass door open. She'd been texting for JD. Yeah, but that's an old theory. The DoorDash is more. That's true. It is touchless delivery. Exactly, Angel. Just the cost of doing business. I don't know. I just feel just drive somewhere. I'm not that lazy. I don't know. Maybe because I'm home all the time. Although I did once do DoorDash for Staples because I was too lazy and it was too cold to go out. So I had them deliver ink that I needed. And that was pretty cool. I was like, well, this is cool. I can order Staples to my house. Yes, Carolyn. Now, do we know if anybody grabbed the DoorDash? Did he force his way in from the DoorDash when they went to open the door? Like, did he cut their throats and put them in bed? And we don't know. And then go upstairs and, like, we just don't know. Nah, he did the second floor last. You have your groceries delivered? Oh my God. Free delivery, I would do. I would do a free delivery. See, Ruby Blue, that's what I kept saying. That he probably grabbed and posed at his DoorDash and like maybe forced his way in. I don't know. But that's a thought too, that he forced his way in. He's sitting in the kitchen. There's a picture of it. My kids would starve without Amazon Fresh. I don't know. So many questions. So few answers. And tons of speculation. They did the second floor last. That's what I said. Oh, no, it hasn't been said by police. Lavish, if you think about it, in order to get out, I'm going to lay this out. In order to get out of the house, he left on the second floor. That was said by police. That he left on the second floor. He passed Dylan on the way out. If you look at the way the house is and the layout of the house, he was coming from Xana and Ethan's room. He wasn't coming from downstairs. If he was coming from downstairs, he would have passed her that way. But according to her, he wasn't coming down the steps. He was coming from the other way. So logically, that would mean that he was coming from Xander and Ethan's room because he killed them last. That's the only thing that makes sense. Contactless. Maybe it's Grubhub that's $7. I don't know. I've never used any of them, but maybe it's Grubhub I'm thinking of. That's like $7.99 delivery. Yeah, it's contactless person. I've gotten it with that's Lori, that's what I say. I know, and that's just my logical opinion because that's the only thing that makes sense. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Hold on. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. Yeah, but Grace, we don't have proof of that. Oh. I can't find it. I was hoping to find it quickly. I can't find it. But it shows that Xana and Ethan were on one side of the house and Dylan was on the other side. But right next to Dylan was steps. So if Dylan saw him coming down the steps, she would have said that he was coming down the steps, but he wasn't. He was coming from Xana's room and had to pass her to leave. So he wouldn't have gone upstairs, downstairs, upstairs. He went upstairs, killed them first, went to Xana and Ethan's room, and then walked out. Oh, I think he saw Dylan. I mean, to give her the benefit of the doubt, Xena was not in the bathroom. They were both killed in their rooms. Xena was not in the bathroom. The affidavit states they were both in the room. They had to pass the bathroom to get to her, but she wasn't in the bathroom. A lot of people made that mistake. Crosshatch, maybe it happened so fast. And I don't think there was a window that they could have gotten out of. And you know, someone said this way back when, and I thought it was crazy when they first said it, but the more I thought about it, Xana, but the more I think about it, it may not be so far off. You know, in a lot of these cases, Occam's razor plays a huge part. Someone said originally, maybe he put the knife in between the pipes, and that's why it was bleeding through the pipe. Maybe he did. Is it risky? Probably. Would they even look? Probably not. Like, would you ever think that a knife was in the pipes? Probably not. I don't know, just a thought I had. Yeah, the whole like I said, the whole visual snow is possible, but that was more than 11 years ago. It was 2011. 2011? Yeah, it was like 2010, 2011. That's a long time ago, and that goes around the time he was allegedly doing heroin. So I don't know. I just don't. I'm not going to give any merit to it. You love a super chat song. I need super chats. J Lord, you read it wrong. She was not in the bathroom. They said that they had to pass the bathroom to get to her room. That has been the biggest misunderstanding about the affidavit. She was in her bedroom. I promise you. The affidavit said she was in her bedroom. Xana's the only one who was said to have been identified by her driver's license, and her dad said she had defensive wounds, and Annie has a source that told her one of the girls was beaten. I don't know, Bushit. Everybody's got a source, especially 10 to Life. She always has a source. And 9 out of 10 times, she hasn't been, her sources are never right. But I think that's what got her so big, is her lying, saying she has a source in everything. I honestly have not heard when one of her sources have ever been correct. Yeah, I agree, Rosemary. Hey, Sassafras. You're sus about the super chat song. Crosshatch, we don't know how he did it though. He could have like hit their hearts immediately. If you know the anatomy of a body, you're going to know where the heart is immediately. He could have hit, one stab to the heart and then did all the rest after. He was babbling when officers got there. They could not understand her. I don't doubt that. But Nancy Grace lies too. She's no better than Betty. Like, no joke. She's as bad as Betty. Sleeping, one stab done. Or if you know the anatomy. If you know the human anatomy well, you'll know where to stab someone where they're incapacitated. Like, it wasn't like, a crime of passion where they're blindly stabbing and they may miss, Jones and stuff. I do, Swendega. I didn't at first. I thought it was horse shit. But when they said, all right, let me go through this. When you have experts that say, why would you bring a sheath in? And most people wouldn't have a sheath or anything like that. So most of the people that know about knives said that you absolutely wouldn't bring a sheath in. So the fact that account said, oh, they must have found the sheath, that's what did it for me. That's what made me believe that it was him. Because if all the knife experts are saying that you don't bring a sheath in, that's like the dumbest thing you could do. You don't carry around a sheath, or it's on your belt. So for him to think that a killer would bring in a sheath, that's why I think it was him. Oh yeah, she's a big time tragedy pimp. One of the biggest there is. Yeah, but Swendegger, do I think he's every single account on 4chan? No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. Most people would not think that that someone would bring in a sheath to say that. I mean, that's either a really good guess or that was him. Couldn't possibly be bigger than MGL? What couldn't be bigger? How about says there was the white car is a red. Yeah, but the white car wasn't a red herring. He owned a white car. Yeah, but Jen, I'm saying that all the experts were saying that, hey, Adacor, you're not green. Oh, Nancy Grace is a way bigger tragedy pimp. She's more like on Betty's lines, on Betty wavelength. My lung got done. I lost a quarter of it and my spleen. But that's what I'm saying. If I was stabbing someone, I don't know where I'm going. I'm just gonna stab. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna know where to stab them to incapacitate them. Although I would probably try to stab somebody in the eye because they're not moving. If Ellie can show Brian was Papa Roger, game over. Not really. How did you take guys away from the white car because he had one while insisting there was a sheath? No, I've seen that, Carrie. I was looking for the 3D one that News Nation put out. I just don't feel like going through their videos to find it. Think you knew it. Yeah, I do too, Crosshatch. Nancy Grace is an asshole. No, Carrie, but DM did hear stuff. That's the thing. She did hear stuff. No, I've seen it. We watched it live here. But DM did hear stuff. She just didn't do anything. And when he made that video, we all thought that she was on a different floor. She was on that same floor. Yeah, Nancy Grace is like, oh, he must have masturbated to them. What? Can you imagine if one of us said that? Yeah, Gray has good 3D models on it. I've seen some of his. I really try not to watch other creators because I want my own opinions kind of thing, and everybody seems to regurgitating what everybody else is saying. Yeah, she did lie. Nancy Grace lies all the time. 4 times. It was said 4 times. Thank you, Crosshatch. We don't know, Exit. Oh, Gray doesn't lie. Gray doesn't lie. Nancy Grace lies. Gray doesn't lie. I may not care for Gray, but I mean, I'm not going to say he lies. Yes, but she was on the same floor as when he made that video, Carrie. We all thought they were on a different floor. No, I don't. Yeah, I think it was accidentally left. I don't think he left it on purpose at all. Oh, does he? I don't know. I don't watch him enough to know if he lies, but he does do really good 3D stuff. Gray is rude. That's for sure. But he's a guy with a penis, so nobody makes videos about him because he's got a penis. But when I'm rude, I'm a bitch and I'm hated, and there's 30 people making videos about me. Make that make sense. But yeah, I don't think he left the sheath on purpose. I think thinking that he left the sheet on purpose is kind of silly, to be honest. Nobody's going to leave their fingerprints somewhere. And if that was him all over Facebook, he didn't want to get caught. But I have been on way longer than expected. I agree, Jen. But I will see you guys in a few hours tonight for my Banfield and Cuomo. And that's it. I just had to get stuff off my chest. I got to wrap up some boxes. One of them being Twin Cities candles, which again, you can see on my Instagram, but don't tell anyone. But I will see you guys tonight. And I'm freezing and I need some more coffee. So I'll see you all later. Have a wonderful day. And what's up? I haven't gotten a member in like 2.5 weeks. Where's my members? Nobody wants to be a member. I'm hurt. I'm crushed. Haven't got members, nothing. Nobody loves me. I stick up for you and they time me. See, thank you, Lori. It's crazy. I'm going to start telling people I have a dick and then maybe they'll leave me alone. It's insane. So, all right. I will see you guys tonight. I'll see you in a few hours. Let me get this stuff done. And don't forget, check out my Instagram at EnergyCC. Well, you know what's funny? One of my regulars told me that YouTube unsubbed them and that they didn't know why they were unsubbed all of a sudden. So maybe that's happening with a lot. But I'm pretty sure I figured out, I mean, I knew this for a while, but I'm pretty sure I figured out how to get bigger and not eat more. But I did find out, and now I just have to learn it. And I have to do better at it. Once I manage that, which will definitely be this week, I should grow again. I should. There's so many, it's costly, but I super chat instead. Are you my members? I had to come back. No, I got to get out of here. Does Bullhorn Betty lie? Yeah, watch my video from last night. Watch my video from last night if you want to see the lies Bullhorn Betty tells, among all the other lies. Her, Dolly, all of them. Sorry if you like them, but call a spade a spade. They're full of shit. So on that note, I'll see you guys in a few hours. I'll set this up after dinner. That's another thing. I don't set it up ahead of time. I won't be called a liar without being able to defend myself. I left because of the buffering initially, but after a long absence due to work and hurricanes, he said I was lying. Lying about what? Wendy, what did you say you were lying about? I'm here just quiet. I know you there, Kaz. I got to do more members only lives. Maybe I'll get more members. Wait, exactly. When doesn't BHB lie? I agree with that. Some have stepped of info, no reality, free fall. I mean, honestly, guys, and I mean this wholeheartedly, every single one of us watch all of us. You know what I mean? So, do you guys really want me to bring you the same regurgitated info that you hear on every other channel said 14 different ways? Because I don't want to do that. But if you guys want me to do that, I will do that. But I just don't see the point of stating the same regurgitated stuff 5 different ways. And that's all anyone is doing. I mean, I'll definitely bring you guys something when it's new. Like today, that was new to me. Even though it's 8 days old, that was pretty new to me. And it was new from a lot of you guys too. That to me is worth bringing you guys. But a lot of this same old bullshit, just, it's regurgitated. I mean, the affidavit was regurgitated 36 different times with the same stuff. So, and don't think I forgot about the other case, by the way. I still have not forgot about the other case. The Lily-led murders. It's pretty interesting, but I'm still putting my notes together for it. So that's why I haven't brought it to you guys. I didn't want to just bring the movie. I want to bring you guys all the facts of the case. So once I settle down here, it should be this week. Definitely this week. But I should have all the notes done by probably Wednesday. So, and maybe I'll make it members only because nobody loves me anymore. So, all right, I will see you guys tonight. Let me get out of here. Peace out, bean sprouts. I'll see you guys tonight. Peace.